Well, welcome. I always have the privilege of being the first to welcome everybody to this event, which is always a celebratory time when we see a student, Katrina, signing to go to such a great university and her next steps beyond Harrison High School. So I want to welcome everybody who's here to celebrate with us today this remarkable feat, really. And that said, so all of the students who are here joining Katrina to celebrate their classmate, we also have joining us today our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Wool. And we have many of our support systems here at the high school with our teachers who are in attendance today. I also want to acknowledge my colleagues, Mrs. Griffo, one of our assistant principals here at the high school, and Mr. Mastroda, our other assistant principal, along with our assistant director of athletics, Danny Gonzalez, and you'll be meeting very soon Mr. Villano, who will be speaking. And then over here to my left is our Director of Guidance, Mrs. Kelly Malcheski. And that said, this really is a team effort, and you know, you've done a remarkable job in terms of the advantages and opportunities that you have taken here at Harrison High School. And I just want to acknowledge some of them. Mr. Logue, who is her school counselor, couldn't be here today. And he had a lot of things to say. So I just want to highlight some of them because I learned a lot about you, and that's what one of my favorite things is when we have an event like this, is to be able to look and learn more about the student and how they got to where they are right now at this moment. And one of the things that was noted about Katrina that I didn't know is I didn't know you were a twin. And so one of the things, which is important to know, right? And so one of the things that Mr. Logue wanted to recognize, which I think is important for your sister to hear, is that he says that you're one of the most mature young women I have ever met. And I believe that's in a big part because she always has a person to bounce ideas and emotions off of, to ground her, and to help her find the most positive and constructive response to adversity and difficult emotions. So this is really something, in some ways, that was done a little jointly between the two of them. And then the other thing that I wanted to note in terms of, we are an Ivy school, all of you know that, and you are a poster child of what it is to be an Ivy student and soon to be Ivy graduate from Harrison High School, in terms of she's a full diploma candidate, and her grades are remarkable in all of her Ivy courses, including multivariable calculus in that mix, our SUPA course. And then when you look at her community service, one other thing that I want to recognize that Mr. Logue, taking a quote from him, says about you is that Katrina's work as a track coach, peer leader, French tutor, and in other volunteer roles reflects not just her generosity in devoting her time as an incredibly busy student athlete, but that this is just the start for her. She will lead a life devoted to service and leadership. So congratulations to you, congratulations to you. Turn it over to Mr. Villano.
Thank you, Ms. Bukema, and obviously we're here for a wonderful, wonderful day. Katrina, a little advice to you, try to take this in. I know you don't like the limelight so much, but you have your loved ones, your family, and your friends, and your support system all sitting in one room, and it's for you. I know it's tough for a adolescent to take all of that in, but a lot of your sacrifices, hard work, is all because of, and this day is a culminating event of that. I was speaking to a few of your friends in my office, because some of them hang out in my office a little bit more than others, and I was asking them about you, and I said, explain Katrina. I said, some went one way, but everyone had the same 3 words to say, and I saw that as an AD. Driven. Your drive to be the best that you can be is so evident. Showing up early to practices. I've been here on breaks and weekends, and you're the first one here ready to go. I'm sure Coach will speak to that even more. But your drive to be the best version of yourself is so evident, and I know your sister has a lot to do with that as well. So drive was a huge one. One of the ones that came out that popped off that I saw personally happen in front of me was your selflessness. You are a highly, highly talented runner, athlete, and a lot of times when someone has a skill that is very high, they're often an introvert or only care about their success. Your friends and your peers said she is one of the most selfless teammates, all about the team. You're always cheering people on. It's not the Katrina show. As much as you're always in the front pages of winning everything. You know, you make it about everyone else as well. One quick story, we have the lacrosse nets that go up around the lacrosse field during the spring track, and my fear always is someone's going to climb or someone's going to hurt themselves. Katrina had just ran a long race. I don't know the numbers of how far you run, way farther than I can run, but and there was another race, and it was a close race, and everyone was cheering. Katrina was the head of the group that was cheering, to the point where she almost climbed up the net to jump through the net to cheer for her teammate. And to me, that's what this is all about. You know, she's a high-flying athlete, high-flying student, but when you put together that third part, where she's a great person and cares for others, and actually authentically cares for others' success, that's the whole package. So, you know, Katrina, my advice again, take this in. You're always a Husky, right? Once a Husky, always a Husky, so don't forget us. But we are so happy to have had you and to continue out your senior year, because you're not done yet. And without further ado, we're going to ask your coach to come up and say a few words about, one of your coaches to say a few words. Coach Gerhardt.
First, it's great to see so many of you guys here. I've coached, you know, a lot of you, and it's nice to see the support that you have for Katrina. I started coaching Katrina when she was a freshman. It was my first year coaching, and it's truly been a pleasure to coach somebody like Katrina. She's the kind of athlete that truly, like, coaches dream of coaching. She's dedicated, motivated, hardworking, and consistent. There's just a couple of the adjectives that sort of come to mind when I think about Katrina. She comes to practice every day, as Mr. Galano said, ready to run hard, ready to give it her all. Every workout, every race, every interval. I don't hear any excuses from Katrina. She runs every interval. And you know, she's the kind of person that, like, really should be wearing that, like, Nike no excuses shirt, because she truly doesn't give any excuses. It's like every day, in and out, she comes and she does what she has to do. And it's evident that she does that in her races. You know, and running is the kind of, or distance running is the kind of sport where even if we don't have practice, you're still running. You still have to run. It's not like you don't have practice and it's a skill that you actually have to continue to do this every day, 6 days a week. And like clockwork, at like 8:30 every morning, every Saturday, every Sunday, every day during breaks, school breaks, summer break, winter break, I get a text from Katrina, hey coach, what's the run today? And then I know on Monday when I see her, I'm not gonna ask her, like, Katrina, did you get in your runs this weekend? I don't have to ask her that question. I ask her, how far did you run? How fast did you run? Who did you run with? Because I know that she's so dedicated that she's going to do this, and she has this love of running. That's just, you know, pure joy for me to see in another person. It's not super common to see that, but she does have that love of running, and so I know that she's going to get out there and she does all those runs. As far as accolades go, there's very many of them, but she's been all county, all league champion. She's been to the New York State meet in cross country and in track, which kind of shows her versatility. She's gone to states in the 5,000, and now she's competing super competitively in the 400 and the 600. And that diversity in running is something that not many people have, and is going to, you know, really prove to be such a super awesome thing for Bucknell to be able to have a person like that on their team. When Katrina gets out on the line, she goes for it. That gun goes off, and like Katrina's out there. And I know that, like, her competitors must think, like, you know, okay, well, Katrina's in this race, so we're gonna go out and take it out hard. And she makes sure that every time that she races, it's a race, and she's a competitor, and she's gonna race that, whether she wins it or she gets second, she's gonna be in that race from the get-go. And I love that in her competitor, you know, she's not kind of sitting back and just kind of being like, today may or may not be my day. She's gonna go out there and really try to race it every day. As far as being a student athlete, you know, I think that we all know she's going to Bucknell. It's a great school. She's an IB candidate. But one of the things that I find super impressive is the skill that she has, which is time management. And she's so effective at her time management. And it is something that that is a skill that you hopefully are starting to learn in high school, and you will continue to hone and improve on when you're in college and beyond. But it's something that you really take. And it's a lifelong skill that you really need to work on, and you will use it in college, and you will use it at your first job, and when you have a family, and it's something that is just so important. And Katrina is so effective at this and so great at her time management that, you know, we have meets that, you guys were all there last night. I mean, we got home at 11 o'clock, and they are late. They are late on Sunday nights. They are late on Wednesday nights. and it's midterm week, and you know, with Katrina, I know that she's thinking ahead. She's like, oh wait, I meet on Wednesday, I have a test on Thursday, and I have paper due on Friday. That means that on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, I need to get my work done. And she does that, you know, and it's not, I don't hear from her like, oh, coach, you know, I can't really concentrate on the meet today because I have this paper. She is able to get all these things done, and it is something that is going to be so incredibly helpful when you are in college, because there's just so much going on when you're there, and there's so many distractions and everything. But once you have that skill, and you do, you know, you're going to be able to focus on your races like you do now, and you'll be able to go to practice at Bucknell, and you'll be able to focus on practice, and you'll be able to go to the library, and you can go with your friends, and you'll focus on studying when it's studying time, and running when it's running time, and everything else when it's time for that. And I think that that's something that as the teachers here, and as your family, and Annika, I think that everybody has helped you with this. As a parent of twins, I really appreciated everything that you said about twins also. I think that Annika has been a big part of it. And seeing Katrina as a teammate has been, you know, excellent. Like, she's always on relays, right? And the relays they're super fun. They're at the end of the meets usually. And Katrina's there, whether she's starting the relay or anchoring the relay. She's there to make sure, like, she's gonna go out and run her hardest. And her teammates have to, like, she's pushing her teammates to also run harder. And whether she's at the beginning or the end, she's cheering them on, which is just so great to see. I'm so excited for what the future holds for Katrina at Bucknell. And I think Bucknell is incredibly lucky to have her. I think that she's going to have this great experience, something that she doesn't have a lot of here, but she's going to be able to run with this group of women that are at the same ability as her. And on long runs, you'll run with them, and they'll push you in workouts, and you'll race against them and with them in your races. And it's going to be something that is just going to be so fun. And as much as I love running with you on long runs, and I know that the guys love running with you on long runs, I can't actually run as fast as you and talk at the same pace as you, and I know that the boys may not talk at the same pace as you when they're on the runs with you. So I'm very excited for you to be able to have this other group of women that you're going to run with, and I know that my friends from college from running are my lifelong friends, and I think that, you know, you're going to make this group of friends that have such similar interests to you, and you're all going after the same goals, and it's going to be this opportunity to have this new group of great friends that you're going to bond with straight from the get-go. And I've said this to other runners, and I'll say it again, you know, I think and I hope that running is something that's going to stick with you forever. It's such a great sport that you can just continue to do. You can continue to do with friends, keep your body in shape and keep your mind in shape. I'm just so excited for you to become a Bison and see what you can do. I think you have so much opportunity there. So good luck.
You run 6,000 what? What is that, feet?
5,000 meters.
Oh God, that's far too long. Katrina, I give student athletes a time to speak. I know it's not always the most enjoyable, but if you want to say a few words to obviously your family and the people that are here, please.
I just wanted to say that I definitely could not do this or be here without like my coaches, friends, and family. So thanks for supporting me and just being there for me and like always cheering me on. Thank you.
Without further ado, you're gonna sign. Did you work on your signature? Just give it a whirl. That looks authentic. And she's officially part of Bucknell University. That is a little token of
Thank you.
our representing what you did.